food.
Do you know karate?
No, but I'm a fast learner. I can learn how to chop me a motherfucker.
Yep, that's a clip from, to me, one of the funniest but most interesting, informative movies you could watch on Netflix today. Dolemite Is My Name is the movie, and we actually talked about this because I got a chance to see a preview of the movie. But one of our good friends stars as Jerry Jones in this movie. This dude is so talented. I knew he was special when I first started watching the Key and Peele show back in, 2012, 2013, and then watch him watch his whole trajectory as a producer, as a writer, as an actor. I mean, this dude does everything under the sun. Don't Think Twice, Toy Story 2, Pitch Perfect. The list goes on. Predator, one of his finest works in Predator that he's ever done. Please welcome him back to the show, the one and only. Give it a big round of applause. He's a citizen, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, he is.
He's a citizen. Keegan-Michael Key, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey. Good to be back, Sway. It's been too long.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's been
way
a
too
while.
long. It's been like 3 years?
You done blown up on us.
Dude, I think I just really...
That's a long boomerang.
I just thought it was the typical cliche thing, and dudes blow up, and then they don't come back to the show type thing. I didn't know.
No, that's not me. No, I just got lost. I just got lost. I just got lost. I got married. I had a lot of stuff going on. So,
like White House correspondent appearance. He's Luther standing next to Barack.
No big. They're just hanging out in Chicago with the Obamas, just helping them get their slate ready for this Netflix deal. What's going
on, man?
That's man, no, it's good to be home.
Hey, bro. Anytime I see you, I smile. I swear to you. I promise you. You could just be on the red carpet.
Yeah.
Oh,
you could be walking by somebody else getting interviewed. Oh shit!
I just said that to him. Like I seeing on commercials and everything. You just be happy. You're happy
that's
for
good.
you, man.
That's nice to hear, man. Thank you. That motivates me.
Stay motivated, because you do commercials, and a lot of people who do big screens won't do commercials back in.
I think it's something I've noticed is that things have changed a bit. Where now, especially here, you remember back in the 90s, 80s, 90s. Like Harrison Ford and Brad Pitt, they all go to Japan or Germany to make a commercial. They're like, you can't, it's frowned upon. But nowadays, I feel like it's the Wild West. Everything's open. Everybody everyone's a little more savvy now. Everyone just understands, hey, we're all here trying to make a little bit of money. It's a commercial endeavor. Even if you're making art, it's still a commercial endeavor. So you can kind of you do everything. And also, sometimes that thing, if you believe in a product, you may as well do the product, do the commercial and make a little bit of money and then go pursue the things that you're really passionate about. And you get to do that too. So if I want to make a small film, my wife and I are, she's writing a film right now that we're producing. We want to get that going, and you want to have a little bit of cushion so that you can do that stuff that's really close to your heart.
So you go take a gig and use that money to offset costs for something, a bigger idea.
A bigger idea, exactly, yeah. But it's hard. You still kind of, still like, you don't want to sell your soul. You don't want to go, I'm not really a big fan of this product. Then you kind of have to weigh if you're going to do that or not.
Yeah, that's when you start hearing the voiceovers. You could hear they don't show their face, but you get
the
celebrity voice.
Zoned out. It's like, this Wrigley's gum is the greatest gum of all time. Chew it now, and you'll be chewing it forever. Wrigley's gum. Jimmy's Auto Parts, the best auto parts in North Queens.
Got a question mark.
Excuse me, cut. Let's do it. Take two. You put a question mark on the end there. Did I? Yeah. It's Tony's Auto Parts.
So is there room for like creative collaboration then when it comes to the commercial end? Because you want to make sure that it's not corny.
It actually is. That's another thing that's been attractive about doing the commercials. They want your input. Some people that hire you, you're your chess piece, right? Just do what we say. But other people, you get to collaborate. And I have a production company with my wife, and she writes for me now a lot, and so because she knows my voice, and so we'll be involved in a situation where we're like, we're gonna come on board with this project. If it's a commercial, we'll come on board with this project, but you've got to let us have some creative input. On the show, we were talking about brain games for Nat Geo.
Brain games. That's
there has
incredible.
to be some kind of meaningful creative consultation involved.
There we go.
So that you've got to be putting your stamp on it. Because at the end of the day, why would you could have anybody do it. I want the show to succeed. I want the show to be unique. I want it to stand up on its own. Let me help. Let me help, Yeah.
Man, I like this, man. Keegan-Michael Key is here.
It's like 75 people in here. Let's
man.
That's a lot.
Man, you pretty much hit. He found the holy grail of projects, I think, when you got asked. I don't know if you auditioned, if you were asked. How did you get on Dolemite?
So,
with Wesley Snipes, Mike Epps,
Craig Robinson,
Eddie
Murphy. I mean, to go without saying, and also y'all have to Divine Joy Randolph.
Yeah.
This is a debut to match all debuts. This woman is so solid, so strong, so talented. I cannot wait for people to see her. She plays Queen Bee. Lady Reed is the Lady Reed is the woman she's playing. The character that Lady Reed plays is Queen Bee. You know, it's hard. You have to do triple characters because it's a movie about making a movie. But she is just exquisite. She's just absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait for people to see her. It's nice it's invigorating and exciting to be in a project where someone's getting broken. Like where you're breaking a new talent, and she is unbelievable. But the whole I got an email from my people, and they were and I was like out the door. I was like, where do I don't even know where I was going. I just ran out the house. I was like, where am I supposed to go? Do we start shooting out? Where do I sign? I'm like, where do I sign? Was it 1933? Where do I sign? I was just as soon as I got the email, because it's such a narrow lane.
Yeah.
I mean, the community, we know who Dolemite is. We know who Rudy Ray Moore is. Yeah. But who was going to make a movie about Rudy Ray Moore? And I'm a huge Rudy Ray Moore fan. And so there was a no-brainer for me. And I mean, for this to be the project, Eddie comes off his hiatus, and this is the project he wants to do. I was like, I'm in. Whatever you want me to do. Whatever you want me to do.
Did Eddie ever mention to you what it was about you that he liked? Did he watch any of your work? Was he familiar with anything you did?
Craig Brewer, who directed, Craig Brewer directed Hustle and Flow.
Okay.
So Craig said, it's funny, I didn't, Sway. I didn't really get any insight as to why. I got insight as to why he liked other people. Wait a minute. No. I'm joking. But the only thing I heard from Craig is that he was like, yeah, I like that cat. I like those cats. And that was what I got.
That's all you need, dog.
That's all I need. I'm in. Hey. As I was like, hey, whatever. So that's what I had heard. And then, but then you're sitting in the makeup trailer, and his girl Stacy, who she did my wig, she did my Afro wig for Jerry. My girl has done all of his hair for like the last 25 years. All of Eddie's, any pieces or wigs. And just having her in the room was enough. Yeah. And then you're sitting in the trailer, you get your makeup on, and here comes Wesley Snipes. He's like, my brother, look at these cats. Hey, man, it's so good to make your acquaintance. He's just eloquent. And people forget, too. Wesley... He went to SUNY Purchase. Wesley's a theater dude. Yeah, he's a theater guy. So the eloquent, he's something else, man. Yeah. He carries it. Yeah, he's something else, man.
I love Michael attitude because he would have you remind me of one of the people that was probably on the set like how we would have been like, I ain't trying to fuck this up. Right. Like I'm saying hi to everybody. Yo, I'm gonna be on time. Am I here too early? Like
yeah, exactly. I mean, I thought Titus Burgess.
Yes, Titus Burgess.
Titus Burgess was on the incredible. Kimmy Schmidt. I thought, first of all, we did a Q&A last night with Spike and Eddie.
Wow.
I thought Titus's head was going to explode. I was, and I keep telling everybody, I said, it's like we were doing two acting jobs at once. One is learn the lines and be in the movie. The other one is just like, I don't give a fuck. Just try to act cool like it's no big deal that you're making a movie with your idol.
Yeah.
Like a person who is partially responsible for your career. The way I see comedy, the way I implement comedy, the way, and also, let's not forget, Eddie Murphy is a consummate actor. And you've seen the movie. There are beautiful, deep, nuanced, heartfelt moments in this movie. People are gonna be like, why my face wet? Yeah. It's just got everything. Yeah. And so I was just like, don't fuck it up. The first day, we're sitting here the first day, I got my wig on, I got my my bell bottoms and whatnot, got my mustache going. I'm just sitting here and you're like, just don't say shit. Just breathe. Just breathe. Motherfucker, breathe. And then it's like tense, and Eddie's cool. Eddie's cool, but he's quiet, right? So you just kind of I gotta take some in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then Craig Robinson talking about, out of nowhere, so Eddie, man, what was the deal at the 40th anniversary of SNL? What was that all about? And Titus and our eyes were like saucers. We're like, you just gonna come out with that question? And Eddie was so gracious.
What did he say?
So he said, Eddie said? Eddie was so cool, man. Eddie just goes, He goes, you know what, man? He goes, what am I going to do? I'm going to hold a grudge because David Spade told a joke in 1994. You got it. It's my family. It was just so gracious. Like, he was just like, this thing, let it go.
That's what money does, man.
And he just let it go.
Let it go.
He said, let it go. Man, and he was so great. And he said last night at this Q&A, he said, it just felt, he said, remember, when most people were in college, I was on Saturday Night Live. That's his college time. And the reason he's doing SNL on December 21st, he said, it was the 40th. He said, I was there and everything was just so nostalgic, and you see these people, and there's a brotherhood at Saturday Night Live, right? And he said, "Man, oh man, I loved it." And he was so happy they asked. But I was so impressed in that moment that he was just honest and real. Because Craig came out the gate, he came in hot with that question, and Eddie was more than happy to answer the question. And then we spent the rest of the time he'd tell you stories about Yul Brynner, and I'd go to parties with Lucille Ball and Charlton Heston and Burt Lancaster. Lucille Ball.
Love Lucy.
Remember, you have to remember, Eddie's right at that end of that cusp when he used to go to parties, straight up legit movie stars.
Yeah.
He's one of the last great movie stars. That dude was the #1 actor in the world for something ridiculous. Chris Rock told me something stupid like 14 years. This motherfucker's bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you got to think, Beverly Hills Cop 48 Hours. He just had that run.
Boom. Trading Places. Golden Child. I mean, he was killing it. And then everyone's talking about this comeback, and Eddie's like, hey, he goes, look, I took 5 years off. I was tired. He said, it's not a comeback. I just took 5 years off because I was tired. And he's come back with a vengeance, man. He's just, I feel like personally, I feel like there should be a little bit of Academy chatter.
Why not? For Dolemite?
Yeah.
Yeah, for his role as Rudy Ray Moore?
They should. They really should. Right, Sway?
He got recognized for his role in Dreamgirls. He was dope in Dreamgirls. And that, to me, I felt like, yo, Eddie Murphy is a dope actor. For some reason, I stopped seeing him as like a cop in the Dreamgirls. Something happened in Dreamgirls. I was like, yo, this Jimmy Early shit was real. Yeah. And I'm hearing people say the same thing about the Dolemite.
About Rudy, the way he plays
like
Rudy.
He's killing it.
And people go, oh, there's something similar because he's a comedian and Rudy. No. And Eddie said, I said, here's my thing about Eddie. Eddie is playing a character that is diametrically opposed to who he was. Eddie Murphy, y'all, listen to this. Eddie Murphy had one audition in his whole career.
What?
My man auditioned for Saturday Night Live, and everything since was an offer.
Wow.
Rudy Ray Moore had to scrap and fight for everything he got in every single phase of his career. And for Eddie to be able to put the feeling and the emotive energy into this role, to play a person who's so far away from who he is in regard to their career, it says volumes. It just says volumes. I'm not sure.
Keegan-Michael Key, damn it, shit.
Yo, you put that into perspective. One
audition. Yeah.
How many you've had?
Too many to count, brother. I had to drink the rest of them.
Yeah, people go on 5 auditions a day.
A day, right. And I used to audition for commercials in Chicago. I get in the booth, and they would give me 7-8 sheets in a row, and I just this commercial, that commercial, this commercial, that commercial, and you'd book none of them.
None of it.
You book none
Zero.
of them. And so much of it is because of his talent. My man. He was 18 when he auditioned. Think about what a big movie star Nick Nolte was. He was playing opposite Nick Nolte in 48 Hours, and he became the king for a decade. Like, who gets to be a movie star and at the top of the list? Who gets to be an A-lister at the top for that long?
For 10 plus
years. 10 plus years. And he'd tell stories and talk about, I love Prince and this, and Prince, and me and Mike did this. when he says me and Mike, he's talking about Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He's talking about, it's just, me
and Mike. Not Keegan-Mike.
No, not Keegan-Mike. No, not me. Not me.
That's a difference.
Not me.
It's a difference.
I mean, it was.
It's levels to Mikes.
Right,
You got Michael Jordan. You got Michael Jackson. Michael Douglas,
Not Keegan-Mike.
Keegan-Mike. No, that's it.
Damn.
He hit me. He just hit me. But it was funny. But it was funny.
Damn, yo.
Keegan, you know what I'm wondering about? Thank you for being so generous with sharing what it's like to work with your idols.
Oh.
But also, what is it like to work with your wife?
You know what? It is really
Say her name. You haven't
my
said her
wife.
name.
My wife's name is Elle. My wife's name is Elle. E-L-L-E. Elle Key. And I really appreciate that she took my name. I was like, that was very sweet. That made me cry a lot.
She didn't have to. Right?
She 100% did not have to do that. But my wife may be. I think my wife's the smartest person I've ever met. I think she's the smartest person I've ever met. She just has a 360 view of everything all the time. And my wife, working with my wife is remarkably easy. And I don't even mean this as like a husband-wife joke. I just really make an effort to do what she says, because my wife's a real like measure twice, cut once kind of person. And she's been a producer for 25 years. She's produced 9 independent films. And to produce one independent film is a miracle. Yeah. My wife produced 9 independent films, and now she's gotten more into writing. She's always been a bit of a writer, but she's such a creative force. And when we're clicking and we're flowing, there's no place I'd rather be. It's like one of the best parts of our relationship. Dope. And she runs the company, man. She runs the company, and you can't, And my wife, she's really fun and all business at exactly the same time, which is a hard.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
Wow, jackpot.
Right. Which is also like New Yorkers. I mean, that's New York. She's a New Yorker. You know what I mean? She's like, I love you, but I'll bust you in the mouth. She's never said that. My wife's never said that. But no, she's just got a real good. It's a real blessing. It's a real blessing.
I like that. Keegan-Michael back, man. We haven't seen him in
Shout
years,
out
man.
to Elle Key.
Haven't seen him in L-Key. Salute, man.
I haven't been here so long. We're taking an extra segment, y'all.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Pretty much, man. I thought he forgot who our names were. What are you excited about? I know this Dolemite obviously is excited, but you're playing Mark in the movie Playing with Fire, which is in theaters November the 8th.
Okay, Playing with Fire is a kid's film that I just did. That's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It's basically about y'all know about smoke jumpers. You know what smoke jumpers are? This is amazing. Yeah. Smoke jumpers are these elite firefighters. They fly in these like fixed wing aircrafts. And out in the Pacific Northwest, they jump out of planes and parachute into the middle of fires when fires first start, so they can try to stop them and tamp them out before they grow and take up. So these dudes jump out of these planes, get down, and then a plane will drop equipment for them. They'll try to stop the fire, and they usually have equipment for about 2 or 3 days, and they'll be living in the midst of the fire trying to tamp out the fire. I mean, they're amazing.
Smoke jumpers?
Smoke jumpers.
Wait, hold on. Any smoke jumpers who are tuned in right now, 888-742-3345. We want to hear about your job. Go ahead.
It's amazing, right? So John Cena and John Leguizamo and I are playing these smoke jumpers, and we're on a mission, and we save these 3 kids, but then we can't find the parents, and then they have to raise the kids. So it's pretty much a cross between Backdraft and 3 Men and a Baby. And it is a lot of fun. And boy, we got to really let it loose. I mean, the director would often let me just really let things breathe. And we got to improvise a ton, and it was really a lot of fun. And it's a great family film, a lot of heart, a lot of fun. Kids are going to love it. A lot of poop jokes. Kids are going to love it.
They like poop jokes.
Kids really loving them poop jokes.
Like, what? Give me an example of a poop joke.
Oh, well, there's one scene in the movie where we're trying to, like, we're firefighters. We don't know what the hell we're doing. Okay. We're trying to change the diaper on the little girl. So there's like a 16-year-old girl, a 10-year-old boy, and a 3-year-old girl, 3 or 4-year-old girl. And we're trying to change the diaper, and John comes in with like the hazmat suit on. He's got the full fireman suit, and he goes to change the girl, and she's like, and then poop shoots up.
It's like shit
the mask. And then it's like, and there's another one where she just looks at him. You can see in the trailer, she just goes boom boom, and he goes boom boom. And he goes, oh no, and then I walk in the room and start literally punching the air. I'm like punching the air. It's so bad. So my nephew, I have a nephew who's like, he's cool as the other side of the pillow, and we're on the phone watching the trailer, and he's like, And then you get the and goes.
Gotcha. That's when you know you got a hit right there, right?
You can get those serious kids to laugh, right?
Damn, we got Dan on the line from Chicago. Wow, you're a smoke jumper, Dan?
I wish. No, I just wanted to make a comment that I'm a big Entourage fan. And in Entourage, season 7, I believe, they made a movie called Smoke Jumpers.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't remember that.
Damn, really?
And it's about right? It's about those guys that jump into the fires.
Yeah, that's the only reason I knew about this.
Interesting.
It sounded cool.
If we got a call, it'd be pretty early in the morning because I think the majority of the smoke jumpers are it's like Arizona over to California, up into Oregon, and in those huge forest
where all
areas.
The fires are happening that we reported on today.
Right.
The Kincaid fires in Northern California.
And now Northern California, right.
Yeah.
And so what they'll do is usually when they start, these guys will jump in and, they try to smother them before because you get one piece of forest and then acres and acres and acres go up.
Yeah.
And so, we kind of also made the movie as an homage and to honor these guys because there's a very small amount of them in the world.
I wonder how much they make.
Yeah,
like you're getting parachuted into the eye of a fire.
Yep.
Like how much are you making?
I don't know. I don't know. I would like to know that answer to the question myself.
Right, and the insurance
question.
Insurance. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. And some of these dudes have other jobs. Like they'll come out for the season and they'll be away from their family, and so they're away from their family doing I can't think of a more dangerous job. Like, I can't think of a more dangerous job.
Jumping into fire.
Yes, jumping into a fire.
Smoke jumper. Never heard of it.
Hey, Dan, you're a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
Thomas in Nashville. What up, Thomas?
Hey, Tom.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Good.
Man, say what's up, man.
Man, what's up, man? That commercial you did where you was the substitute teacher talking about, you done messed up, hey, Ron.
Yes.
Man, I died out there.
Oh, thank you, man.
Man, I swear to God, that was the funniest commercial I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. He does so many commercials, they don't know which one he's talking about.
Right.
Like,
He like this. Checklist.
I think Tom got excited. Tom got
excited.
He got the Quicken Loans and the substitute teacher mixed up there, though. That's okay. I'll take it. I'll take that deliriousness.
Okay. Now, normally when you hear your twin is here, we got DB. If you saw him, you'll know who I mean by your twin. But DB, who does our movie junkies, is actually in California because he's interviewing Robert De Niro and Al Pacino today.
Irishman.
Okay.
Irishman. I haven't seen it yet. I can't wait.
Okay. On behalf of Sway in the Morning, he actually it's 8:30 out there. Is calling in to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
DB, what up?
What up? Keegan, what
DB,
up?
how you doing, man?
Yo, it was good to see you on the carpet a week ago.
Yes, sir. That's right. Oh, yeah, we had a good time, didn't we?
You remember him?
I remember DB. Yeah. It's me, your twin, DB.
Yeah, okay.
It's easy. It's so much easier when they say it.
Yeah. You ain't got to remember it. Oh, yeah, my twin.
My twin. Yeah. That's right. You are my twin.
Yeah.
How are you, man?
Yeah. I'm good. Everybody was coming up to me because they saw the Sway mic. It was like, who the hell is this guy? This isn't Sway.
That's actually hilarious.
Oh, shit. I ain't trying
Sway
to
in the
fuck
morning.
this up.
Who are you? Who in the morning are you?
Keegan's twin in the morning?
Was it Keegan's right?
Who in the morning are you?
Hey, did you do the interviews yet, DB?
No, that's today. Last night we saw the screening, and the whole cast was there. Pacino, De Niro, Harvey Keitel.
Pesci?
Yeah.
Was Pesci up in there?
Pesci was there.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I know. I went to a Q&A the other day with De Niro, and they were talking about, that was Martin. He said that Martin Scorsese, like he had a real heart to heart with Pesci because Pesci's like retired. He's retired.
Oh, really?
And he kind of came out of retirement to do the movie. He came out of retirement to do the movie. But I mean, that's the big three of the two.
Yeah,
that's
Pesci. What? Come on.
Pesci was like I'm done. I'm all done. You know what I mean? Then he came out of retirement, which I'm looking for.
Wow.
Wait a minute, hold on. You saw the movie last night, and you're awake now?
Yeah, man, I got to get up. I got to get ready, prep. That's what we do Sway in the morning, man.
That's right. I mean, that is a substantial movie, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's over 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And we saw it at the funny story was that we went from the hotel to the TCL Man's Chinese Theater, whatever it's called, the big theater in Hollywood.
Yep.
And I had no idea that there was a huge red carpet premiere and that all the cast were going to be there. So I take an Uber to the theater, and I didn't know where to go. So I ended up walking out right into the middle of the red carpet, and people were like, who the hell is this guy?
Hey, you should have smiled for the camera,
DB.
man.
It's me, Keegan-Michael Key.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I'm
Big fan of De Niro.
Keegan-Michael DB.
I was walking down the carpet with Jordans and jeans on, and everybody else was like, "Who is this dude with tickets in his hand, looking lost as hell?"
Right.
That's got to be you. Hey, you got a question though, DB?
No, I just wanted to call and say thank you.
Just wanted to call and say hi. Yeah. Listen, that's it.
Yeah,
I got to come on the show more
I was
often.
mad nervous. When I was doing the Dolemite red carpet, I was super nervous because, of course, Eddie and Wesley and everybody that was in the cast there. And Keegan came up and sort of helped me, like, get the nerves going because he was so, forthcoming and, like, cool and, like, easy breezy with doing the questions. So, Keegan, thank you, man. It was great seeing you. And
Brother, hey, my pleasure, man. I wanted you to be able to, I just wanted to, because it's intimidating, man.
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest. You know what was also crazy to me, DB? Right after I finished talking to you, right behind me was Jerry Jones' daughter. The guy I played.
Oh,
his daughter and son-in-law and his his grandsons.
How they felt you did?
They felt they were happy with it, but I was nervous. I mean, you get nervous. I mean, I've never portrayed somebody in real life before, so you get really nervous. And my whole thing is I wanted to give him the essence of who he was as a human, but you also want to keep in your mind's eye what it was that he was trying to achieve. Because he used to write social dramas, like black social dramas about. The scourge of drugs and young black men being imprisoned. That was his thing. That was his thing, and he had no intention of writing a movie. And then he wrote. Rudy enlisted him to write Dolemite. So they enjoyed it. They enjoyed it.
Good.
Which was you're like
that's the ultimate compliment.
Yeah, that's all you can. I was like, okay, as long as you enjoyed it. Yeah.
Hey, DB, man, rock out tonight.
Yes.
And bring it back Monday. We could use that as a segment on the show, so we don't have to plan 30 minutes.
That's right.
All right.
Have a good time, DB. It's nice to hear from you, man.
All right. It's really DB. Follow him. He's going to post pictures. DB, you're a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
All right.
Bye, D.
Keegan-Michael Key, man. Good to have you back, brother.
It's good to be back, man. This was, hey, man. Always,
man. And congratulations. You have yet to stop, man. And
I have yet to stop.
Nah, man. And don't.
I'm going to try to keep it going as long as I can.
Keep it going, man. But everything is quality. As well as I feel like I know you, I laugh.
I'm glad, man.
I laugh, man. So thank
glad.
you for the laughter, man.
It's about healing, right? We want to share and heal.
A citizen just hit us and says smoke jumpers. They sent me a picture for some research. Smoke jumpers have a base salary of $27,000 to $30,000.
Wait,
27 to 37.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. To parachute into fires.
A year?
A
year.
Yep.
No. So that means that typically you would have to have another job. So some of those guys must be there. Maybe it's for the season.
Salute to the smoke jumper.
I know.
Yeah, it's
amazing,
starting base salary. They are higher in the step 1 of a GS5 or 6 level and paid through the same salary table administered by the Office of Personnel Management for all government employees.
Really?
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
Hey, Keegan-Michael Key, thank you for coming by, man.
Thank you, guys.
Dolemite on Netflix.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, look out for November the 8th, the new movie. Playing with fire. And he'll be back. I guarantee you this.
I will be back.
Okay, I'm going to get his number. All right? Make sure of it. Hey, man, Tank is here. Tank got a new album out today. I believe it's called Elevation. But Tank has been in the news, Keegan-Michael Key. I'll ask you this. For making a reference, create a scenario. Somebody asked him if a guy gave oral one time, does that make to another guy? Twice. Well, they asked if a guy gave oral one time, does that make him gay? And he said, well, you might do it once, you might do it twice, and find out that you don't like that, then you're not, you're not gay.
Well, sometimes, as I mentioned before, you have to measure twice and cut once. But or don't do any cutting at all in that particular region. But it's funny. The answer
hold on. Go get Tank. Let's bring Tank in. Does he have another interview right here? Yeah. He has another interview?
Oh, Tank has another interview?
No, you.
I have another interview. Okay. I have another interview, yeah.
Right now.
The publicist ain't said shit all morning. Yo,
I just saw it like this.
Oh, yeah, he got to go. He got to go. He got to go.
My girl Haley was like this. This is my girl Haley. As soon as she asked that question,
you got to go. All right, man. What? Hey, y'all want to talk to Tank, ask him about it. 888-742-3345.
One for the trouble.